Okay, so today, before we start our class, okay, I think because we enter chapter 10 today, consumer mathematics, before you start your presentation, I want to show lah roughly what is chapter 10, okay, about chapter 10. So just a small briefing lah about chapter 10 before we start our class today. So for chapter 10, so the first part, okay, is a financial management process. So you need five steps in the process, okay. And the first one is setting goal. The second one is evaluating financial status, then creating financial plan, carrying out financial plan, and revising the progress. So this one that you are going to talk today. Okay. So shall we start with the first group? That means okay, who is in the first group? Group Hanan, no?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so you all can start your presentation. You can just press presentation, present now. Okay, yes.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to all of you. Today, me and my teammates will talk about financial management process. First of all, let's meet my teammate. So our teammates are me, Fatini Balkis, Hanan Zulaika, Alia Natasha, Srineha, and also Ainu Madia. So, financial management process requires 5 steps, which are the first step is setting goals, the second step is evaluating financial status, next creating financial plan, and the fourth step is carrying out financial plan, and the last step is review and revise the progress. So today we will learn only 3 steps, which is setting goals, evaluating financial status, and creating financial plan. I will pass this presentation to Ainu Mardia.
Okay, so we will talk about setting goal first. Okay, setting goal is the first and important step in financial management process. It's because the financial goals set must be prioritized and specific. Do you know there are 2 types of financial goals? First one is short-term financial goals and the second one is long-term financial goals. Okay, short-term financial goals is can be achieved in less than a year and do not involve a large amount of money. For example, we purchasing a laptop, purchasing a furniture, and also purchasing a cell phone. And next is long-term financial goals. Long-term financial goals usually takes more than 5 years to achieve, and it also involves large amount of money. For example, individual needs to have savings for retirement, children's education and medical expenses. The duration needed to achieve a financial goals depends on the percentage of the from the person's income. However, this depends on the financial planning of the person. Next, I
Um,
will
so I'm
pass
going
to Senior.
so I'm going to continue with explaining what SMART is. What does SMART stand for? S means specific, M means measurable, A means attainable, R means realistic, and T means time bound. So now, as we know what SMART stands for, let's see how it is applied in questions. For this example, you guys can refer page 273 and 274 in textbook. So first is specific. Inche Yusuf's goal is to celebrate Family Day in Port Dickson. In this case, Inche Yusuf's goal is specific because he aims to go on a vacation at a specific location. Second is measurable. Inche Yusuf's specific goal can be calculated as he knows the amount of money needed to be celebrated on Family Day. In this case, Inche Yusuf's goal can be measured because he knows how much of money is needed to celebrate Family Day. Third is attainable. Inche Yusuf's financial goal is attainable because it can be achieved by saving his monthly income of RM 2,500. Realistic. Inche Yusuf's financial goals of celebrating Family Day in Port Dickson in 6 months is realistic. He will save RM 250 a month to achieve the goal. Next is time bound. Inche Yusuf's goal is time bound because it has a time limit of 6 months. Therefore, Inche Yusuf applied the SMART concept in his goal setting. Next, I'll be passing it to Alia.
Okay, so the next step is to evaluating our financial status. What is meant by evaluating financial status? So evaluating financial status in Malay, menilai status kewangan. If we evaluate our financial status, it will help us to measure our performance to achieve our short-term goals and also long-term goals. The benchmark to evaluate our financial status are our assets and also liability. What is meant by benchmark? Okay, so benchmark is a standard or a point of reference against things may be compared. As I said before, to evaluate our financial status, we need to look over our assets and also liability, which asset is meant by an item of property owned by a person or a company. As for example, saving, cash, and also fixed deposit. While liability is a thing for someone is responsible for, especially amount of money. As for example, unpaid bills, loans, and payment for credit cards. For a better understanding, we will watch a video about evaluate our financial status.
Hello, Bullet. Some time ago, we talked about assets and liabilities when we discussed net worth. But can you discuss it in a little more detail now? Sure, we can. Assets are things that you own and can be sold to get money, and liabilities are things that you owe someone. Can you give me some examples of assets and liabilities? Okay, the house, car, jewelry, and stocks you own are all assets. These are tangible assets. They are physical things that you can touch and hold. There could also be intangible assets like copyrights, trademarks, or patents, which are intellectual property. On the other hand, money borrowed by you, like car loan, student loan, credit card debt, and mortgage, are all liabilities. Remember, if you have bought a house on a mortgage, the house is still your asset, but the remaining mortgage on your house is your liability. Well, do all assets appreciate in value? Not necessarily. Many assets, like a house or stocks, can go up or down in value. whereas others, like a car, usually depreciate in value over time. Well, can something be a liability for one person but an asset for another person? I mean, can one person's liability be another person's asset? That's an excellent question, Super Cooper. Yes, it is certainly possible. For example, if I lend you $10, that loan is a liability for you because that's the money you owe me. But it's an asset for me because it is my money and would come back to me when you repay. Hopefully. That's funny. Anyway, thank you very much for telling me about assets and liabilities, Wall Street. Ready? You're welcome, Super Cooper.
So the third step in financial management is creating our financial plan. With financial planning, it will help us to monitor our cash flow, which this financial planning contains two important things, which are incomes and also expenses. So income is consists with two types of income, which is an active income and also passive income. Active income is the main income such as salaries, allowance, and also commission, while passive incomes consists of rent received, dividends, and also other investment. Both of these income are cash inflows, which refers to what comes in. So now we will watch a video about incomes.
I'm going to start with active income because that's the one that we most likely do. So what's active income? Well, active income is the type of income that you get from a normal job. Let's say, for instance, you make pizzas. You show up to work, you make pizzas, and you go home. And then every 2 weeks or so, you'll get paid for making those pizzas. And that's active income. That means for every hour you spent making pizzas, you will get paid for your time, but that's it. There's no more income. You mow a lawn, you get paid, that's active income. Even if you're on salary at your job, you're still showing up to your job and you're actively working for a paycheck. And that's what most of us do, and that's just fine. But there's another type of income called passive income, and that's what I'm going to go into next. Passive income is the type of income that passively pays you for doing something. So for instance, if you were in the retail world and you sold a bunch of different products, you could passively sell those products because once you put the work into getting those online and selling them, then you could passively sell them. The cool thing about passive income is that you can make money while you sleep. If you make a movie and you license it correctly and you get royalties, passive income. Even the stock market's passive income. And that's because you're letting the money work for you, growing a little bit at a time, passively increasing your amount of money. I would highly suggest finding ways to make passive income because that means that the time you put in now adds up later in the future instead of just ending like active income. So those are the differences between passive and active income. Active income just means that you're working for the money now. You show up to your job, you put in your time, and you get paid. That's active income. And just remember that passive income means that the work you put in now pays you later on in the future. If you own a piece of property and tenants rent from it and you make money every month from the tenants, passive income. I hope you can now make sense of the differences between passive and active income.
Now, I'm going to talk about expenses, which consist of fixed expenses and also variable expenses. So, fixed expenses in Malay we know as perbelanjaan tetap, which are these expenses we must pay or spend, as for example, rent, insurance payments, and also car installment. And while variable expenses is perbelanjaan yang tidak tetap, which these expenses will change according to our spending behavior, as for example, groceries, bill payments, and also petrol expenses. So now we will watch a video about expenses.
Fixed expenses are the things you pay for at the same rate month after month. Some examples are paying the same amount for rent or mortgage each month, making the same car payment each month, and even paying the same price for your internet service month after month. Now, variable expenses are just like they sound. They vary or change from month to month depending on how much you use a product or service. For example, you may spend more money on gas one month because you went on a road trip. Maybe you took a friend out for their birthday, and so you spent more on food the next month, along with the heat wave that made you run the AC more and increased your electricity bill. Basically, knowing how to spot your variable expenses will help keep more control over them by adjusting your behaviors and spending habits. To wrap it up, by decreasing the expenses that are not fixed, and maybe even trying to lower some of the ones that are, you will be able to save more money and then be on the road to financial independence.
So, as for a result, with this financial planning, we will know either we get a positive cash flow, which only exists if the total income exceeds the total expenses, or a negative cash flow, which will exist if the total income is less than the total expenses. So now we will look for 6 steps before creating a financial plan, which the first step is we need to define the short-term goals and also the long-term goals. And the second step is to make an initial budget to achieve each goal. The third step is we need to calculate our monthly saving needed to achieve the short-term and also long-term goals. And the fourth is we need to analyze our spending behavior. Either we spend a lot or we spend less. And the fifth is to set a frame time to achieve each goal. And the last step is to determine income strategies that will help to achieve the financial goals. So I will pass this presentation to Ainu Mardia.
Okay, let's look at example of financial goal. You guys can refer to page 276 in textbook. Okay, first we will read the question. Mr. Derek receives an active income of 3,000 ringgit and a passive income of 1,000 in a month. Mr. Derek also has fixed expenses of 1,350 ringgit and variable expenses of 650 ringgit in a month. Okay, first we must calculate Mr. Derek's monthly cash flow and explain your answer. So to calculate this, look at the yellow highlight. There is the total income, and the green one is the expenses. So 3,000 plus 1,000 is the total income, and we must minus with the expenses. There is 1,350 ringgit minus with 650, and we will get 2,000. That is the positive cash flow. So a positive cash flow 2,000 is good because Mr. Eric has surplus of income after
I know.
invest or deal with emergency situations. Okay, next B is explain Mr. Derek's cash flow. Mr. Derek does not have any passive income and the total expenses increased by 60%. So the 100% we must plus 10%. So it become 160%. And the 160% we must time with the positive cash flow 1,000 and it will become 3,200. And we must calculate the cash flow. So the total income we must minus with expenses. That is 3,000 minus 3,200. Then we will get negative 200 ringgit. So this is negative cash flow. So a negative cash flow will burden Mr. Derek and may cause him to use the credit card facilities to solve financial problems.
Okay, so I will explain example 2. You guys can refer textbook page 276, example 3. The question is, Cik Janani worked as a private school teacher. She earned an income of 3,500 ringgit. She also gives tuition classes and earned an income of 1,000 ringgit. Cik Janani also rent out her house for 850 ringgit a month. She has fixed expense of 1,200 and variable expense of 600 in a month. Calculate Cik Janani's monthly cash flow. Expand your answer. Okay, so you guys can see the blue color highlight is what Cik Janani income, and the pink color highlight what Cik Janani expense. So the calculation is we must plus the income first. So which is 3,500 plus 1,000 ringgit plus 850 ringgit. And then we need to minus with Cik Janani expense, which is minus 1,200 and minus 600 ringgit. So we get 3,550 ringgit, which is a positive cash flow. A positive cash flow of 3,550 ringgit is a good because Cik Janani can save money in the bank and benefit from the interest. This interest is a passive income for Cik Janani. So that's all from our group. Do you guys have any question to ask?
No.
Do you guys understand? If you understand, please raise your hand. Okay, so let's move on to our quiz.
Okay, so now we will spin a wheel and whoever lands on it will answer our question. So, Rutra, are you here? Rutra?
Rutra, are you here?
It's okay, just spin the wheel.
If you
Okay.
have some problem in your mind, you can write in the chat, huh? Okay.
So, Dina, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, so the first question is, what is financial management? A process that involves managing money from a source of income. B, a process of increasing money to buy something. C, a process of managing money to buy something needed.
A.
So, Nitya, are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Choose an example of short-term financial goals. A, a pencil. B, a laptop. C, food.
Pencil.
Okay. Sorry, I know okay, okay, wait for a while. Just now we come back to question short term. You asking for short term, right? Correct?
Yes, teacher.
Short term, is it laptop is short term?
No.
Or long term? You or accidentally you wrongly type? Or what?
Short term teacher.
Short term financial goal. Oh, purchasing a laptop.
Yeah, have in textbook, teacher.
Yeah, but the other example like pencil, food, okay. I think you have to revise a bit lah this question Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, you can continue.
E. E. Is Charvini here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Charvini here?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for the fourth question. Expenses consist of A. Total expenses and normal expenses. B. Logical expenses and double expenses. C. Fixed expenses and variable expenses.
C, fixed expenses and variable expenses.
Okay, yeah, correct. Congrats.
Sankamitra, are you here?
Yes.
Okay. So the question is, state the fourth step before creating a financial plan. A. Analyze shopping behavior. B. Analyze spending behavior. And C. Analyze finance behavior. A, B, or C?
C.
C. Oh, sorry. So that's all from our group. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the first group. Okay, anyone want to ask? No questions, okay. Before this also they asked, right? Okay, but just I want to highlight a bit what is short-term financial goals and what is long-term financial goals. Okay, short-term financial goals is anything, okay, anything that you can achieve in less than a year. Okay, we can achieve in less than a year. So just now you give the example pencil, food, then some more laptop, right? Okay, maksud dia barang yang murah. Barang yang murah you can achieve in less than a year. Pencil memang murah. Okay, yang paling expensive pun a few ringgits lah, 3 ringgits, 4 ringgits pencil lah kan. Okay, you can achieve in in a month pun boleh, satu bulan pun boleh. Okay, then food, expensive food pun kalau kita lihat around 100, 200 ringgit or maybe you want to go and eat in a hotel ke, okay, still you can achieve in a year because it is not that much, bukan berharga 20-30,000. Okay, that means you can achieve in a year. That is short term. Long term means something that is very expensive. Like you want to buy a house, you nak beli rumah, okay? You want to buy a house. The house of course is a high, kalau kita lihat sekarang lah kan, okay? Just a terrace, a single story pun is more than 200,000, okay? So that one you need more than 1 year. You have to plan, okay? Then or you want to buy a car, that one yang murah pun around Axia kot nah sekarang paling murah is around 30 to 40,000. Okay, so this one will be a long term. Okay, short term that means you can achieve the in a certain very short period you can achieve that. Okay, that is a short term financial goal. Okay, so maybe for number just now for question number 2 maybe you have to just change a bit lah. Okay, the options given for number 2. Okay, so that's all lah for this group. Okay, so we can anything you want to say, group 1? Hanan as a where
No, teacher.
Yes, anything?
No.
No, okay, so we can proceed to the second group. Sangka Mitra, correct? Second group?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, you all can proceed now.
Good morning to my dear teacher and my fellow friend. We are from Group 2. Will be presenting about carrying out financial plan. First of all, let me introduce my group member to the class. Today will present with me Dina Tasnim, Yashini Devi and Sankar Mitra. Sorry, Vaishantini didn't attend. Okay, now let's see the contents of our presentation for today. First, we will introduce to the class what is the process of carrying out financial plan. Continue by example 1, followed by example 2, and lastly, we provide question for you guys to answer. Okay, let's move on to the process of carrying out financial plan. Before that, let me tell you guys what is the meaning of financial plan. A financial plan is a comprehensive picture of your current finances, your financial goal, and any strategy you have set to achieve those goals. Good financial planning should include details about your cash flow, saving, debt, investment, insurance, and any other element of your financial life. Okay, now let's see the process of carrying out financial plan. Okay, you guys can refer to the textbook page 277. Carrying out financial plan turns the financial planning into action that can be implemented. When carrying out a financial plan, we must follow the plan at an early stage. We must be ready to change and compare the planned monthly expenses and actual expenses. This gives us an opportunity to identify any wastage and hence reduce the actual expenses in order to meet the monthly expenses as planned. Okay, saya terang bahasa Melayu, okay. Okay, carrying out financial plan ni, mula-mula sekali, kita kena tukar financial plan ni jadi sesuatu tindakan yang boleh dilaksanakan. Maksudnya sesuatu tindakan yang logik. Kita kena ada duit dulu, kita kena ada plan semua untuk kita laksanakan benda tu. Contohnya kalau untuk kita plan bulan ni punya kewangan, kita kena make sure pembelanjaan ada. Contohnya kalau kita nak spend bulan ni 1,000, kita kena make sure lebih pada 1,000. Janganlah kita ada 500 je. And then when carrying out a financial plan, we must follow the plan at an early stage. Okay, waktu kita nak buat plan kewangan ni, kita nak buat, nak laksanakan dia, kita kena ikut balik plan awal yang kita buat. Contohnya macam kita tetapkan bulan ni kita nak makanan, kita nak spend RM50 je. So kita kena ikut yang RM50 tu dulu. Nanti baru kita tahu sama ada kita gagal ataupun tidak. We must be ready to change and compare the plan monthly expenses and actual expenses. Kita kena bersedia untuk tukar dan bandingkan kita punya plan kewangan dengan kita punya kewangan yang sebenar yang kita buat. This give us an opportunity to identify any wastage. So kalau kita dah buat perbandingan dengan kita boleh compare dengan kita change, kita boleh tahu apa kekurangan ataupun kelebihan ataupun pembaziran yang kita telah buat semasa kita buat financial plan ni. Okay, sekarang kawan-kawan boleh rujuk buku teks muka surat 277, tengok table yang ada plan monthly tu. For example, Encik Yasir, plan monthly expenses and actual expenses for the first month are shown as follow. Okay, kat situ kita tengok ada dua benda yang Cik Yasir plan. Satu electricity bill, satu lagi food. Okay, untuk yang electricity bill tu Encik Yasir dia plan RM150 saja untuk bulan tu. Untuk food pula RM600 saja. Tapi dia telah guna actual expenses dia 200 dan untuk electricity bill, yang untuk food pula 850. Encik Yasir expense shows an increase in the electricity bill and food compared to the planned expenses. Therefore, Encik Yasir should reduce the electricity consumption by RM50. He also need to reduce the total expenses on food by RM250. Ya, cuba tengok electricity bill tu dia 150 je dia plan, tapi dia dah lebih 50, so jadi 200. Yang food tu pula dia plan 600 je, tapi dah lebih 250, jadi 850. When carrying out a financial plan, we have to prioritize payment for fixed expenses. For example, housing loan installment, credit card, payment and card installment. Waktu kita nak buat financial plan ni, kita kena make sure kita bayar dulu benda-benda yang penting. Kita kena utamakan benda yang penting. Contohnya macam housing loan installment, credit card payment dengan card installment. Ansuran rumah, pembayaran kad kredit, ansuran kereta dan sebagainya. Yang penting-penting dulu. Sebab apa kita kena utamakan yang penting dulu? Sebab yang penting ni selalunya dia ada bunga. So bila kita tak bayar dia, kita bayar yang kita punya ikut plan kita tu dulu. Nanti bila bunga tu naik, nanti lagi rosak kita punya plan, financial plan tu. In addition, when carrying out a financial plan, we must ensure that the monthly cash flow is always positive where the income exceed the expenses. Ya, bila kita nak buat financial plan ni, kita kena pastikan dulu pendapatan kita tu lebih daripada pembelanjaan kita. Contohnya kita nak belanja bulan depan 1,000, tapi make sure duit kita 1,500. So if any possibility kalau kita gagal dalam financial plan kita, kita boleh guna duit yang lebih kita tu, pendapatan kita. Contohnya kalau kita plan 1,000, pendapatan kita pun 1,000 je. Nanti kalau rosak plan kita, maknanya terlebih dah, so kita tak boleh nak buat apa dah. Tapi kalau kita pendapatan kita tu lebih daripada pembelanjaan, nanti kalau plan kita tu tak jadi, kita boleh cover up balik. And then there is a negative monthly cash flow. We call it deficit when expenses are more than income. Bila monthly expenses kita tu dia jadi negatif, kita panggil dia deficit. Bila pendapatan kita tu dia kurang daripada pembelanjaan, maknanya kita dah terlebih belanja. So negative monthly cash flow will occur. If there is negative monthly cash flow, prompt action should be taken to change the spending behavior. Bila dah jadi macam tu, kita kena buat sesuatu untuk ubah balik plan kita, untuk cover up balik dengan plan kita. Contohnya kalau kita ada pendapatan lebih, kita bolehlah buat. Tapi kalau pendapatan kita pun tak cukup, tak bolehlah. If this problem is not resolved, then we will fail in achieving our financial goals within the specific time frame. So basically, to carrying out financial plan is easy. If you want your financial plan success and goes well as planned, you just have to make sure the cash flow always positive. Okay, now I'll pass my presentation to my friend Dina.
Okay, so here's example 1. You can refer it to the textbooks, page 278, which is example 4 in the textbook. When Amina plans to buy a car worth 50,000 ringgit within a year, she plans to pay a down payment of 7,500 ringgit with her savings. When Amina does not have any savings, she wants to get a car loan from a bank. Bank X offers several options. After evaluating her financial status, Puan Amina chooses to pay the monthly installment for 7 years, as that is what she can only afford. So here's you can see Puan Amina's family financial plan. So first they will calculate the net income of the husband and also wife. They will get the total of 6,500 ringgit. And then they need to minus fixed monthly savings, which is 10% of monthly income. 10% of income should keep as savings before spending so that she will not use it on other occasion. For example, let me give you example. You want to buy a phone that worth of 900 ringgit. Your mother give you 100 ringgit a month. So you need to save 10 ringgit, right? So that's how it will be. And then they need to minus savings for emergency, which is 100 ringgit, and the income balance will be 5,750 ringgit. And then they need to minus monthly fixed expenses, as I just said just now. Fixed expenses ini adalah benda yang wajib kita bayar, which is house loan, husband's car installment, and insurance premiums. And the total will be 2,500 ringgit. And then she need to minus monthly variable expenses, and the total will be 3,130 ringgit. How to calculate the surplus of income is income balance minus total monthly fixed expenses minus total monthly variable expenses, and it will be 120 ringgit. Surplus of income is pendapatan lebihan in Malay. So next we will see the Puan Aminah family financial plan and actual cash flow. So here when kita bandingkan, when we compare, we will see the net income, monthly income, income balance, and total monthly fixed expenses are the same. But in monthly variable expenses, you can see that there's positive cash flow because as you can see in grocery, Puan Aminah just used 900 ringgit. She actually planned to use 1,000 ringgit, but she used 900 ringgit only. So she's being careful with money. That has reduced her spending on groceries. Next will be Sanka.
Okay. Question 1. Based on Puan Amina's family financial planning, can she achieve her financial goal? The answer is yes. Puan Amina can achieve her short-term financial goal of buying a car with a down payment of 7,500 ringgit. What we have to do is that we have to calculate the total monthly saving. We must take the 650 ringgit and then times with 12 months because 1 year is equals to 12 months. And we got 7,800 ringgit as the answer. She still have a surplus of 300 ringgit for her needs of 7,500 ringgit. She also has an excess of 220 ringgit per month in case of emergency or unexpected expenses.
B. Is Puan Aminah's financial management wise? Justify your answer. Yes, it is a wise financial management because Puan Aminah is spending on basic needs. She also has monthly savings, prioritizes protection by buying insurance, and she does not have any debts like credit card debt.
The third question is, does Puan Aminah use the SMART approach to achieve her financial goals? Justify your answer. Puan Aminah uses the SMART approach. SMART. S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, R is for realistic, T is for time-bound. Specific. Puan Aminah plans to buy a car worth 50,000 ringgit within a year. Measurable. She plans to pay a down payment of 7,500 with her savings money. Attainable. She saves 7,500 for the down payment within a year. Realistic. Monthly savings of 650 ringgit is only 10% of the total income of 6,500 ringgit. Time bound is within a year.
Next is example 2. The question is, Puan Amina's husband is promoted at the end of June in the same year within a 10% salary increase. The amount of the other expenses is fixed. What is the effect of Puan Amina's husband's salary increment on her financial goals? As Varsha couldn't make it this morning, I'll be explaining the solution. So, upon Amina's husband's salary increment is 10%. So, we firstly need to find out what is the total amount of the salary increment that had increased for Puan Amina's husband's salary. So, to calculate that, you need to take 10% out of 100 times with 3,500. So, you will get 350 ringgit. So, if you want to count Puan Amina's husband's new salary, you have to uh, plus the 350 ringgit with his initial salary, that is 3,500 ringgit. So, total will be 3,850 ringgit. So, what is the effect of Puan Amina's husband's salary increment on her financial goals? So, the effect is when the salary of Puan Amina's husband is increased by 10%, the savings in the bank can be increased. This can help them in purchasing the car in less than 1 year as planned, since other expenses are fixed.
Any question?
No, no.
No.
Okay. Now answer the quiz from the link provided in the chat box.
Wait a minute.
Is any link given?
Wait, teacher, wait. Can enter or not?
Dina, yang ni quizzes yang kau boleh tengok jawapan semua tu. Aku tak bagi yang start
Ya.
live gitu.
Oh, sekejap. Wait, teacher, wait.
Okay, never mind. We wait for a while for second group to ready for their quiz. Okay, any questions from the others?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
So this is quite important example, example 4 in your textbook. about Puan Aminas. So from here, do you think this chapter is important or this example is important in your life? Do you think it's important?
Yes,
This is
teacher. Yes, teacher.
actually this is the first step how you want to organize how your financial plan. Okay, that means first you list out all the income that you will get. Okay, the active income, the passive income, all you have to list out, and don't forget that each month, okay, at least you have to save 10% in your saving account. Okay, this is very important. Okay, saving is very important. At least 10%. Then also don't forget for emergency fund. This is very important, these two. Then only you go to the other expenses. Okay, the other expenses, the first one you have to pay is fixed expenses. Okay, the fixed expenses, then only go to the variable expenses. Okay, the variable expenses is not important. Okay, the fixed expenses are important. And I just want to take the first group just now. No? That word is expenses. I think Fatini yang present tadi not expenses, perbelanjaan lah, fixed expenses, variable expenses. Okay, just take note the word lah, okay, pronunciation of the word. Okay, group 2 ready?
Yes, the link has sent in the group chat.
In Telegram you send?
Yes.
Is it this one? I just pasted in the chat box.
Teacher 13 John, do you want me to start?
Okay. Anyone? Someone want to join? Your group got 5, 5. Okay, maybe can start lah. 13 plus 5, 18. So another 1 only lah. 1 girl didn't join.
So I start, teacher?
Yeah, can start.
Congrats for the top 3 winner. That's all from our group. We apologize for any inconvenience during the presentation. We hope you guys understand the topic that we present today very well. Thank you for paying attention.
Okay, can you present the question?
Quizzes, teacher.
Yeah, just now, the question just now.
Okay.
Okay, what is the thought process of financial management? So anyone want to answer?
Carrying
This
out
means,
plan.
yeah, carrying out financial plan. This means you have to type out, huh? Fill
Yes.
in the blank. Okay, then what is deficit? Multiple choice. Can go down a bit.
No.
What is deficit? Multiple choice. What that means?
Not multiple choice, teacher. That one is fill in the blank.
Oh, fill in the blank.
Yes.
Okay, so okay, can refer to page 277, deficit. So anyone want to answer?
Negative monthly cash flow.
Yeah, negative. When you get the your expenses are more than your income. Okay, you will get deficit lah. Okay, perbelanjaan awak melebihi pendapatan. Okay, then number 3, a financial plan is failed to be carried out if anyone?
Spend more than the planned expenses.
Yes. Okay, then go down some more. What is positive cash flow? Yes, anyone?
Additional
Additional
savings.
Yeah, you have positive cash flow ni maksud dia when your expenses adalah kurang lah daripada pendapatan, your income. Okay, that means you can save more. Okay, that is additional. Okay, next number 5. What do we need to prioritize when carrying out a financial plan. Priority lah, what's your priority? Keutamaan. So this is you have to type. Correct? You have to type.
Yes.
Okay, what is the priority? Anyone?
Payment for fixed expenses.
Yes, fixed expenses lah. Okay. What's your answer? Apa jawapan tadi?
Payment for fixed expenses.
Payment for fixed expenses. Kalau murid jawab fixed expenses sahaja, your friend just now.
It will be wrong, teacher.
Wrong. Fixed expenses, wrong. Payment. Okay, I think fixed expenses dah betul lah. Okay, fixed expenses already betul. Okay, we go down some more. 6. The table shows part of Encik Yasir's monthly financial plan express P as a percentage of the net income.
Teacher,
Yeah.
I sincerely apologize to all. I thought I put 2 minutes, but I think I tertekan 6 second.
Apa dia?
I thought I put 2 minutes for them to answer that, to calculate all of that. But I tertekan 6 second, I guess. Sorry.
Tak, I think you letak 42 second kot.
No,
Kan?
soalan nombor 6, teacher.
Nombor
Mana?
6. Oh, atas tu dia tulis kat atas tu. 6 second je.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I put 2 minutes for them.
6 second. Wait, I tak nampak sangat apa dia. What is P? They're asking what is P, ya? Express P as a percentage of the net income. So what is P? Now, okay. Ramai teka kot 15. How many of you? I think all of you yang dapat betul 7 players, you all just teka ke dapat 15%? Who get correct? Boleh nampak siapa dapat betul? Cannot, I think can. You got wrong. I think can. Who organize yang ni, you punya, siapa punya account ni, quizzes ni? You can see.
Oh, wait, I try.
Sebenarnya you boleh nampak siapa betul. Okay. Never mind. We go to number 7 first. Here, okay. Tadi number apa? Number?
6, teacher.
6, Sirik. Sirik, Hanan, Fatini. How you get 15?
Saya teka je teacher.
Natasha.
Saya pun teka je sebab nak habis masuk dah tadi.
Ainul. Kamila. Srineha, Nitya Sri. Semua teka. Okay, we come back to that question. Come. Number 6, Betul tak number 6, just now? Okay, you calculate now. How to calculate? Percentage of the net income. Minus monthly savings for emergency fund. P ialah income balance ialah 3,500 minus P. So total fixed expenses 1,650, total variable ialah 765, then you have a deficit. Deficit ni maksud dia perbelanjaan sudah melebihi. So what will be P? Group 2 can explain?
Okay, first of all, 3,300 tolak dengan 1,650, tolak 765, tolak dengan 390. Okay, and then we will get 495. And wait a minute. Okay, and then over 3,300. Wait, teacher. Oh yeah, 495 over 3,300 times 100. Then we'll get 15. Get it? Or not?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the method. Kalau soalan tanya nanti, okay, maybe can ask in objective lah. Biasa soalan objektif boleh. Okay. So you can answer lah. Okay, next question, 7. How to calculate surplus of income? Have to write the answer, surplus. What means surplus? Any one of you? Any one of you? Surplus.
Pendapatan lebihan, teacher.
Okay, how to calculate pendapatan lebihan ini?
income balance minus total monthly fixed expenses minus total monthly variable expenses.
Okay, correct or not? Group 2?
Yes. Is in on page 278.
Yeah, in 278. Okay, surplus. Okay, at the table. Okay, at the table of Puan Amina's family financial plan. Okay, you take the total income, then you minus with fixed and variable expenses. You will get the surplus of income. So make sure always your surplus of income is positive. Don't make it negative value lah. Okay. So anything else, group 2?
No.
Nothing, teacher.
No, okay. So I think because the time tak ni sangat, okay. Still left 15 minutes. So group 3 and group 4 will present on next Wednesday lah. Okay. So for today's class, I think you can try for self practice 10.1a. Okay, for today's class.